And where are other stackers? Over there with the army hat and the orange vest. So if you want to get on stack, get a stacker and they'll put you on there. There's the other one. So they're going to put people onto a stack to speak. Okay, great. We're going to start off
No, I understand. Now, if you all might have heard, the police have asked that all these materials apparently be removed at 7 o'clock this morning. Now, there is a group that's coming in who has what's called a permit, and my belief is that that permit gives them rights to exclude certain, people if they want to, because they're a private group and governments can't do that. They can't exclude people. So at 7 o'clock, I don't know what the permit says, but it's possible that that's legal. That being said, I do not think it is illegal for individuals, however, during the period that big oil, it's a big oil operation, to come in here and, as long as they're not disrupting things, to carry signs and walk around, I think that's going to be fine. So basically, that's what you have. Now, that's what my opinion is that I think it might be legal for them to tell us to move, at least for the period of the permit, which is probably going to last a couple days. Does anyone have any questions?
Are you saying this? What if the people are coming in become rowdy and unruly and all that? How do we handle that?
Well, you can ask them and say, hey, you can be excluded or arrested because the permit holders, if there is a reason, like they're being disruptive, the permit holder, which is a big oil company, can ask the police to remove you. Pretty much like when demonstrators have marches, and you had a permit to march, the holder of the permit, like let's say it's Occupy Houston, if that was a group and that there was a person who had the permit, they could exclude people from the march if like they were coming in, like Tea Party protesters causing trouble, they could be excluded. So in the same manner, if rowdy people were to come in from whatever protest group, they could probably be excluded. However, my belief is that if you're not being rowdy and you're just holding signs and maybe talking to people, I believe that's legal.
Before we take the next question, we need a volunteer to watch some of the supplies which have been moved across the street. So if anybody doesn't mind missing some of this meeting, we need some people to look over there. Is anybody willing to?
I know that one person.
Yeah, we got one. So yeah, can you come talk to Scott?
Just Saturday, right?
Mic check.
Mic check.
No. The Energy Day, it's Saturday only. So, do we know what the actual permit calls for in terms of how many days they have reserved? Exactly.
No, we do not. We do not know exactly.
Is there any way of determining that legally?
Yes, a permit is a public document subject to the Open Records Act, so a person should be able to get that information. And there are certain people here who are, in contact with the police back and forth, so they can also ask the police, what does your permit say, what time? Because permits are from a certain time to a certain time.
Randall, what about, you said Class C arrest. If the crime is not punishable by jail, shouldn't you be cited?
Yeah. Well, the police have the option to either cite you with a ticket or to arrest you and cart you off to jail. It is not unconstitutional to arrest somebody for a Class C misdemeanor, unfortunately.
Okay, we got okay, I got you. We got you.
So, Tranquility Park right across there, will be part of the Energy Day. That'll be the renewable energy area.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Tranquility Park. Right across over there. The park right across over there where everyone's moving stuff over to is also part of the Energy Day arena. It's going to be the renewable energy sector, and they'd probably be a lot more
Overcrowded like they have been.
Are the jails still super overcrowded like they have been?
Yes. The recent media has.
Hey, the public mic. We're talking, doing mic check. We're repeating what somebody says, not answering them or grumbling about it. Let somebody who's got the floor answer.
The recent materials you've heard about overcrowding has to do with the Harris County Jail. However, you will probably be charged with a Class C misdemeanor and you will go to the city jail.
Okay.
Whether or not that's overcrowded, I do not know.
Follow up?
So, from my understanding and from my experience, rather than pay a bonding person, if you want to save some money and you got a petty crime like that, it might be better just to spend the night in jail. And by the time you come out, you don't waste money out of your pocket. You take money from the city. Instead of your time, you're only going to do a couple hours in jail.
Okay. You?
Okay. I was told earlier by
Mike Jack.
I was told earlier by Officer Jackson, Sergeant Jackson, that there's no such thing as a Class C misdemeanor. There's only a Class B misdemeanor. Okay. And he also said that Class B misdemeanor carries 180 days in jail and up to $1,500 fine. What's the truth in that?
Well, let Maria answer that. She's another lawyer. Maria, do you know the answer to that?
Well, first of all, HPD are generally policemen. There's only one who is designated as both a policeman and an attorney liaison with the city attorney's office. So I would question that analysis of the law by a policeman. To follow up, in addition to Randall's information, the Occupy Houston Legal Volunteers Group put out a memo to most of the active folks in this organization that the legal volunteer lawyers are still in the process of organizing a lawyer on-call list. Okay, I'll come back.